Hi, scholars. Welcome to our last video today. If you're out of order, today is Bright Future Thursday. So I got my sunglasses on because you all have a bright future. Too bright for me to see. I need my sunglasses. So if you want to take pictures of your sunglasses and put it on Padlet where the whole school can see your sunglasses, that would be so awesome. The link is on Class Dojo. Okay, so our last lesson is our math lesson. So you need your blue Go Math workbooks, your chapter 12 ones, and a pencil for now. And go ahead and get that. If you have a box of crayons, go get your box of crayons too. You can pause the video when you're ready, click play. Okay, if you're still watching, that means you're ready to go. So all of chapter 12 for math, we're learning how to classify and sort data. Classify is a big fancy word for understanding the color, the shape, and the size, which we've been doing, right? We've been sorting, we've been naming what color the shapes are, and then sorting them by color. We've been naming what shape they are and sorting them by shape. And yesterday, we've been naming the shape by size, so big and little, and then sorting them by big and little by size. Today, we are learning how to make a concrete graph. So we're going to learn how to graph. And we've kind of been doing this the whole time, but it's going to look a little different. Sometimes we've been graphing in tables, but now we're going to graph by numbers. So we have a whole bunch of orange and green cubes down here, and then I see a pile for orange and a pile for green. So I'm going to separate my cubes and put them in the correct pile. So my orange one should go with the orange. So now I'm doing it by color. Separating by color. The green will go with the green. Does this make sense? The orange go with the orange, the green go with the green? Good. So I separated my cubes by color. I have a group of orange cubes and a group of green cubes. Now we're going to sort the cubes by using a graph. So this is a graph. It kind of looks like a 10 frame, right? Almost. Sometimes there's not 10 in the graph though. This one has more than 10. This one actually has 12. So it's not a 10 frame. It looks like a 10 frame, but this is called a graph. Can you say graph? Nice. And what we do is we're going to sort the cubes. So we put our cubes by color. Here they are. But now I'm going to drag them and I'm going to put them into a graph. So this top row is all going to be the orange cubes. This tells me what to put here. So I see that this one's telling me that this should all be orange on the top, and this one's telling me that these should all be green cubes on the bottom. So I'm going to graph my cubes. So I'm taking my cube. You know what? I'm going to delete that. Take my cube. I'm going to put the orange here because the orange here is telling me that this whole row should be orange. The orange goes in the front row, right? This is telling me that the orange goes in the top row. And I'm graphing all of them. Let's do my green because the green goes on the bottom, right? I should not put my green up here. The orange over here tells me that I have to put the orange on the top. The green goes to the bottom. That's how I graph. And this little arrow is telling me this is a good graph. So now I finished graphing. I sorted them into the graph like that. How many orange cubes did we graph? Let's count. When I start to count, I'm not going to count that first cube because this is not part of the graph. This is the outside of the graph. Do you see? This is just telling me how to organize it. So I'm not going to count that. It's not inside the graph. Let's count the orange inside the graph, inside the boxes. I'm also not going to count the green because it's not in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 orange cubes. How many green cubes? Remember, I don't count that first green cube because it's not inside the graph. This one was just telling me what to put. It was just telling me to put the green on the bottom. So let's count the green inside the graph, which is inside the box. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 orange cubes and how many green cubes? 3. Good job. Let's practice. Graph the shapes by category. So now we're going to be graphing the shapes. Okay. Now, before I graph it, let's take a look at our graph. We see a big graph here, right? Looks like a 10 frame. What is this called again? A graph. On the outside, it tells me what to put. So on this top row, what shape are we going to put up on the top row? Oh, it's telling me to put a circle on the top row. And what's going to go on the bottom row? The triangle. The triangle is going to be on the bottom row. So I'm going to drag my shapes and organize them or sort them in the graph. So I have a circle. Ready? I'm going to drag it. Should I put the circle on the top row or the bottom row? On the top row, right? Because it's telling me that the circles go on the top and the triangles go on the bottom. What about the triangle? Oh, that goes with the triangles. What about this one? Show me where to put it. Oh, I don't just put it anywhere. I need to line them up like they're in line for lunch order or something. They can't just go all the way over here. That's going to be way too hard to count. I got to put them next to each other. Circle. I messed up? Oh, that's right. The circle doesn't go on the bottom row. The circles go on the top row because this circle tells me so. What's wrong? Oh, I forgot. I have to fill in the space right here. Okay. Awesome. And that is how I sort my shapes. I make sure that I put all the circles on top because this circle tells me so. And I put all the triangles on the bottom because this triangle tells me so. How many circles did you graph? Let's count. But before I count, I know I don't count the ones that are on the outside. So let's just cross them off. Nope. We don't count the ones on the outside. They're not inside the graph. They just tell me what to do. Okay, so let's count the ones in the graph. Let's count the circles first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 circles. How many triangles did we graph? Remember, we don't count the outside one because it's not in the graph. We're only going to count the inside ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 5 circles and 4 triangles. I have more circles than I have triangles. Nice job. Okay, let's go ahead and open our Chapter 12 Go Math workbooks, and you're going to open to this page here, which is page 509, and your bookmark should already be on it. And the title of this lesson is
Make a concrete graph. Essential question. How can you make a graph to count objects that have been classified into categories?
So remember how we separated our orange and green cubes? We separated them into orange and green, and then we graphed them. That was the first graph we did. Okay, so we are going to use our crayons on this one because we are not together or have cubes. So what I want you to do is in this pile, we're going to make this our orange pile. Can you do that for Miss Paulina? Put a big orange square on that one. And then on this side here, we're going to make a big orange square on this side. And we're going to make this kind of easy. I want you to do, you're going to draw cubes. So I want you to do 2 orange cubes, which we need to put on the orange side. And I want you to do 1 green cube. So just how Miss Paulino did it. So we sorted by color. We put our orange on this side and our green on this side. Miss Paulino said, please draw 2 orange and 1 green. And those are our cubes, our pretend cubes. Now, underneath, I see the graph. Do you see the graph? Kind of looks like the 10 frame. And the graph is titled up here at the top. It says,
Orange and green cubes.
So we're going to be separating or sorting our cubes by color. So orange will be on the top because this one tells me so. And green will be on the bottom because the green tells me so. So let's take our cubes that we drew and you're going to move them. So this one was going to go down here. So I'm going to draw it in here. And this one is going to come down here. Good. Where should we put the green cube? We should put the green cube all the way over here, right? Good. So now let's count. Let's count how many orange and how many green. But before we count, don't get tricked. We don't count the outside ones. They're sneaky. They're kind of like sneaky. We don't even say them. They just tell us what to do. So let's see how many orange. 1, 2. How many green? 1. I have more orange cubes than I have green cubes. Good job. Okay, go ahead and keep your beautiful work. Let's flip to the next page. Take your Post-it or your bookmark with you. And did I tell you you're doing amazing? You are. You're doing so good. You're doing really good considering we don't even have cubes at home, huh? So this is kind of hard. We're trying our best all the time. Okay, find red apple number 1 and put your finger on it. We're going to
share and show.
Okay, on the top, we're going to draw. So get your red and blue crayons out. This top pile, oops, I don't like that color red. We'll do this one over here. This pile up here, we're doing red. And this pile down here, we're doing blue. So I'm going to separate it like this. And this time, Miss Paulina wants you to give me 3 red cubes. 1, 2, I'm putting it on the red side, 3. And I want you to give me 4 blue cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 3 red, and they're all on the red side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all on the blue side. If I look at yellow sun number 2 down below, I see a graph, and it looks like a 10 frame, but it's not a 10 frame. The title of the graph is
red and blue cubes.
So it's telling me I'm going to graph by red and blue cubes. I know that the top row is going to be red because this red tells me so. And the bottom row is going to be blue because the blue tells me so. So let's drag our cubes. Here we go. I'm going to move them. This red one needs to go here. 1. This red one. 2. This red one. 3. Now I need to move my blue cubes. Oh, I'm gonna try to be careful. I don't want to get confused. 1, 2. Oh, this is getting tricky. 3. Make sure I fill in all the boxes. I don't want to skip any boxes. 4. And I know that the blue goes on the bottom because the blue cube tells me so. Okay, now find green leaf number 3. Put your finger on it. We're going to count how many cubes we have. And when we count the cubes, we know not to get tricked by the outside ones. So let's cross them out. We don't even want to count them. Let's see how many red cubes we have. And we're going to write that number here. So let's go back up. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 red cubes. Let's see how many blue cubes we have and write the number here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have more blue cubes than I have red. And I can see that. Look, I'm lining them up. There's 1. They both have 2. They both have 3. But uh-oh, this one only has 4. Only the blue has 4. The red doesn't. Good job. I know. Take a minute. Look back at your page. Whoa, that looks crazy. This is why I tell you, you guys are such scholars. Usually it'd be easier if we were in the classroom, but look, you're using your brain power. You're doing so good. If you looked at that and you had no idea what we were doing today, you'd be like, what, Miss Paulina, what are we even doing? But now you know how to do it. Isn't that crazy? You know, that's how we do it, like our thinking maps in class. Once we're done with like a double bubble thinking map, we look away and we look back at it and we go, whoa, that is a lot. It's kind of the same thing with our math lesson today. All right, flip to the next page. Take your bookmark with you. Find blue flower number 4. This time, please get out a green crayon. And we're going to be drawing green shapes on both sides. So both sides are going to be green shapes. I want you to give me 2 circles in this side here, 2 green circles, and I want you to give me 2 triangles here, 2 triangles on this side. If you look at purple butterfly number 5, I see a graph that looks like a 10 frame, but it's not a 10 frame. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12, so it's not a 10 frame. This is a graph. The title of my graph says
Green circles and triangles.
Okay, so I know I'm going to put circles on the top because this circle tells me so. And I'm going to put my triangles on the bottom because this triangle tells me so. So I'm going to drag them and move them. So this one goes down here. I'm just going to use green. And I put my circle here. 1, 2. And then I'm going to take my triangles and move them. Remember, I fill in from the bottom. And my triangles go on the bottom. And they all fill in all the spots. I don't skip any spots. 2. 2 and 2, right? Okay. Let's look at brown acorn number 6. Put your finger on it. Let's count how many circles we graphed and write the number here. Remember, don't get tricked. This one just tells us what to do on the outside. That's not part of the graph. We need to count the ones inside the graph. So let's count the green circles. 1, 2. How many triangles? Let's write the number here. 1, 2. 2 and 2 is the same. They must be equal. Great job. Okay, go ahead and keep your beautiful work. I know it probably looks so crazy. You look at it and you think, what? I did this? I don't even understand it. But you do, you understand it. I know the lines get confusing. That's what kind of looks a little confusing. Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna actually skip this one because I think you got the point by drawing. We're gonna skip this one here and move to this page, the pink one. Go ahead and put your Post-it or your bookmark on the pink page here so you're ready for tomorrow's lesson. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're ready for Monday's lesson because we don't have math tomorrow. And that's it. Don't forget, we have a Zoom tomorrow morning. A Zoom tomorrow morning at 10, just with Miss Paulino. And we're not doing a big reading or writing, but what we're doing is we're going to have brunch together. That's breakfast and lunch put together, brunch. So you can bring a little snack. You're going to Zoom call me. You're going to talk to your friends. We're going to catch up. And at the end, we're going to have a scavenger hunt. It's going to be fun. It's just to catch up because I miss you. Okay, so don't forget, Zoom at 10 tomorrow. I will see you there. Put your bright future pictures on Padlet. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Miss you.